Daniel Berrios writes, "Hey AMC Crew, I've been a fan of the show for over a year now, and it has become a part of my daily routine. Anyway, I've been wondering what's going on with Ant-Man. It's only a little over a month away, and besides that awesome trailer, I haven't seen anything about it. Do you think we're in for some more trailers, or what was that about? Or was that about it, excuse me? Should Marvel do more, or because it's so soon after Avengers, do you think Marvel is letting the hype train just roll on? Thanks, and keep up the great work."
You know, for a long time, people were asking, where's all the Ant-Man marketing before Age of Ultron came out? And I say, hey, look. Right now, Marvel doesn't want to cross the streams. They want to make sure all the attention is firmly on Avengers Age of Ultron right now. But I said, you watch. Once Avengers Age of Ultron comes out, Marvel will put the pedal to the metal on the Ant-Man marketing, and they're going to go ballistic on it. We are now 5 weeks past the release of Avengers, and we haven't seen them put the pedal to the metal. So I was clearly wrong about that. But at the same time, I don't want to see them do what Sony did with The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where every single day is, watch this new exclusive 15-second clip, watch this new 30-second TV spot, watch this new 2-minute trailer, and you know, where you just get tired of the movie before it ever comes out. I really like the most recent trailer we have for Ant-Man. I think it's the best one they put out. It was certainly a lot better than that first trailer they put out. Let's call it what it is. Yeah. I think this movie's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited for it. I like their pace, and to be honest with you, watching some TV last night, I was in the movie theater last night as well. I saw a trailer for it in the movie theaters, saw some commercials for it on television last night. I feel they're doing a pretty good job with it. They're not overdoing the marketing of it. I hope personally they keep the pace they're at with their marketing. They don't release too much. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Eric, what do you think about it?
I completely agree with you. I think this is a movie that's going to surprise a lot of Marvel fans. I know a lot about this movie that I'm technically not allowed to talk about yet, but I think that, you know, this is a very different sort of effects-driven Marvel movie, so some of that may play into the fact that maybe some of their best stuff isn't done yet, because, you know, they had a whole third unit shooting on this film just for the miniatures, just for when they shrink down. And
I think like the first time in history they really did something like that.
Yeah, it is the first time. This isn't like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where you walked onto the set and you have all these giant things, and you know, this they called it the macro unit, and it's very specific to this film. So they're doing action sequences that we've never ever seen in a Marvel movie before, and I don't want to see all of that kind of in a trailer. I want those surprises. And there's a lot of this movie, a lot of aspects of this movie, the ants, a lot of stuff that we haven't seen anything of yet. And that excites me, you know? And yeah, I mean, look, we have Comic-Con coming up. We have all this stuff. I know even if people say Marvel isn't going to have a panel presence at Comic-Con, which we'll still see, but you know they're going to have stuff on the floor. You know there's going to be a huge, probably Ant-Man thing on that convention floor. And I look at, you know, the summer season is so people live weekend to weekend because it's like every weekend has this monster movie coming out. So you have to really be delicate in terms of where you start ramping up your marketing. And I think as we get to July, we'll start seeing more Ant-Man stuff. And I hope they hold back a little bit because there's some really fun elements of this film that I think Marvel fans are going to be like, whoa, I've never seen that before in a Marvel movie. And so I hope they keep some of the surprises still.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm looking forward more to Ant-Man than I am to Avengers Age of Ultron in that expectation feel. Because I've already seen Avengers, so I kind of had that, all right, I know what's going to happen. It's going to be a big group, you know, superheroes fighting Ultron, this and that. And I was very excited for it, for sure. But Ant-Man is something new. And Ant-Man is definitely, you get the chance to go to that one-on-one type of a hero versus a villain. Goes back to a really cool archetype of a story, you know, where it's like, I think that's missing when you have all the giant spectacle and like you have to deal with 25 different characters and how do you get their different subplots in there versus here's just a story that you can just tell and it should be a lot of fun. Yeah. And also with the addition of Paul Rudd and Adam McKay, it's going to have a lot of extra humor. And we already know Cornish and Edgar Wright wrote the script, and so they had the story. The basic story was there. So I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the film. I personally don't need to see it drop more footage. You know, I'm sold on seeing it. I think if they do it one final blitzkrieg, it'd be in the last 2 weeks of marketing. As far as I know, San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel will not be there or on the floor. They have no presence at all. They pulled out entirely. Yeah, so there's no, you know, that's what I know is like, you know, now it's kind of like more centered around DC and Warner Brothers. They're calling the shots for San Diego Comic-Con. So
You know, it's really interesting too. I think I might have had one of the first, if not the first, like prolonged sit-down interview with Michael Douglas and Paul Rudd to talk about Ant-Man a couple of months ago, before Avengers: Age of Ultron came out, and it was a great. It's on our YouTube channel. Just look up, Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, John Campea, AMC, and you should be able to find it. But after, off camera, okay, so not on record, off camera, I was talking to Michael Douglas on the side. I'm like, so seriously, like, did you enjoy the film? Do you think it's coming? And he said, "Kid," put his hand on my shoulder, "Kid, it's awesome." I'm like,
That's amazing.
all right. So he apparently really liked the movie, and he called me kid. So that's
that's awesome.
that's okay too.